pretty much every year that Nick Sirianni has been the head coach of the team. And that does, I think, create some, I don't want to say excuse, explanation. There's a fine line between excuse and explanation. It is part of the explanation. And when it's from the outside, you call it an explanation. When it's from the inside, it comes off as an excuse. I'll leave it to others to decide whether or not Jalen Hurts was making an excuse there. I think it is an explanation. It's one of the reasons why they've had this sluggishness. But last year it wasn't an issue with Kellen Moore there for his first year. So is that an indictment of Kevin Patullo, who's taken over as the offensive coordinator? I don't know. But something's off. And it's just not working. Again, 30th in the NFL in total offense are the Philadelphia Eagles, even though they are 4-1. And I think the external noise creates internal pressure to try to just find that, it's that desperation that you'll see. Sometimes it pops up during a game. Sometimes you know about it going into the game. This idea that we're going to prove something. We're going to affirmatively try to do something. And of course, the other team knows that, or at least they may predict that, and they're ready for it. It's part of what Brian Daboll, the Giants head coach, talked about earlier in the week, and we let you hear the sound yesterday. The idea that, do you anticipate that they're going to make a concerted effort to get the ball to A.J. Brown? I don't know what you would anticipate tonight. Are they going to make a concerted effort to get the ball to Saquon Barkley? Are they going to try to force it to A.J. Brown? There is only one football, but it's funny. You only hear there's only one football explanation / excuse when a great offense isn't clicking. When it's clicking, there's only one football. And look at what we're doing with that one football. When it's not clicking and you have all these star players and highly compensated skill position athletes, it's like, what the hell's wrong? Well, there's only one football. Well, there's always only ever one football. We've established that. Although I remember a time when Dan Patrick was on David Letterman, and Letterman went off on this tangent about if you score a certain number of points, there should be a second ball, like a pinball machine, I guess, where you earn a multi-ball. That would make the game interesting. That would definitely make the game interesting if you had multiple footballs. But all good offenses, bad offenses, in-between offenses have to deal with the fact that there's one and only one football. And again, we only hear about it when a team isn't performing up to the standard that we expect. So even though the Eagles are favored by 7.5 tonight, who really knows? Have we not learned? Have we not been reminded this year? Because we learn it every year. When we think we know something, we find out we know nothing. I mean, I'll take my own experience prognosticating the outcomes of games. First 4 weeks, on fire. Week 5, face plant. We think we know, and right when we think we figured it out, reality sets in, and we find out we didn't know a damn thing. Because even though we've got good teams and bad teams, and it feels like it's starting to jumble together a little bit, which is good for the sport, this isn't the 70s where there were dramatic disparities in talent and 53-10 happened. It wasn't a rarity. It was, of course, there was 48-10 a couple of weeks ago, but that's a rarity now. You would have teams that were clearly better than other teams, and it would show, and there would be blowouts. Now the talent is packed together. Not completely, because there are teams that have cracked the code on how to work the salary cap and how to draft and develop competent players who can step right in and they make a difference. But even the Eagles and Giants, the talent gap isn't so broad that you look at it and say the Eagles definitely win. And the Eagles have been struggling enough this season that I would never say against any opponent they're definitely going to win. The Giants will be starting rookie Jackson Dart for the third time this season. He won his debut in impressive fashion against the LA Chargers 11 days ago. Then they went to New Orleans. They had a lead. They blew the lead. 5 straight possessions with turnovers. That's not good. You don't need high-end analytics. You don't need to punch numbers into a formula to get the answer. That's not good. So they'll need to reverse that. Here's Vic Fangio, who dropped a little something in the Punch Bowl last week on the whole K-ball thing, which I thought was very entertaining. Here he is from this week talking about the quarterback they'll be facing in Jackson Dart.
I like him. Another mobile quarterback. I think he's got that air about him to be a quarterback. I think he's confident in his abilities and in their offense. Got the gun run game to contend with. They'll run quarterback draws, quarterback designed runs. He's good. I think they got themselves a quarterback.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.